This rigging cart. Now this rigging cart will keep 8 boxes, 2 times 4. There's another one that has just 4 boxes in it, which is half the size, but it works in just the same way. So we have a dolly on the bottom, we have those metal poles that we'll remove in a moment, and we have this wooden lid that allows us to place additional load onto the rigging cart once it's in the truck. So the big one will take up to 200 kilos, the small one, half the size, will take up to 100 kilos of additional load on top of it, so you can store additional gear once you truck pack it. And we'll now show you briefly how the rigging process works. Now obviously first of all we need to get rid of the pieces surrounding our boxes here. So we open those cam rods that we have here and gently, I say gently, lift, there we go, off the lid. Let's just put it over there maybe. And yes, we know this is an emergency exit, but yes, we're all professionals. So if there's a fire, use another exit. Or most importantly, don't start a fire. That would be the best solution. All right, so now we have our field of work free. And what is missing is, of course, the flying frame that we need to put on top in order to be able to fly those boxes. But before we put it on, we need to prepare this half of the array. Let's wait to have the camera in place. The first little bit of it is to deploy the front links on the uppermost cabinet, which works in a very similar way than to the J. So all the rigging equipment is captive to all the cabinets. You cannot lose any parts, which is nice for me because I'm too lazy to search for them. And then we need to do the rigging angles. Well, let's remove those pins. As you can see, if you know the J a little bit, it's very, very similar to the rigging system on the J. We have a 3-point rigging with this part in the back that will determine the splay angle. And we have 2 pins and a hook coming from every one of those back rigging strands. And the first thing to do is to pre-select the desired splay angle, so it's 0 degree always between the frame and the first box, so that the first box looks in the same direction of the frame is pointed into. And then if you remember my display on the slide, we had 3 angles of 2 degrees, which Chris has prepared by inserting one of the pins, doesn't matter which one, into the 2 degree hole. So those holes go from 0 to 14 in 1 degree increments. And this is also the point to introduce Philip, our friendly house technician who will operate the hoist. Thank you, Philip, for doing this for us today. Give him a hand, come on. Thank you. Yesterday the guys were somewhat reluctant to do that, I don't know why. So we bring down the hoist, and we need to pre-configure the frame as well. And if you saw my slide, it said pick point 22.5, so we need to configure 22.5. Thank you, Philip. Oh, a little bit more, sorry. A little bit more. Thank you very much. So we do this by inserting the load adapter into the proper hole. And then we attach the motor hook to the frame. Philip, up a little bit, please. To bring out the rigging frame, let me just take this away. Which will then set on top of the first cabinet. Okay, down a little bit please, Philip. While it's coming down, we have the time to fix the front links to the frame with the second pin. And we need to attach the back as well, for which we use this hook which is coming out of the back of the rigging frame. Down a little bit please. Thank you. Let me just move this over so we have a straight pull up. Something like this. Okay, so now we've configured everything, and as we pull it up in a moment, you need to take care that this is working in the right direction. As we pull it up in a moment, turn it around some more from the camera. There we go. Is it okay? As you pull it up, the hooks will pick automatically the right pins, so the boxes will drop into the right display angle all by themselves. You don't need to lift them while it's going up. All right, let's see whether that works. Philip, up, please. Thank you. So now we have pulled it out of the cart. This would be a good moment to deploy the safety pins to make sure that the hooks cannot jump out of the desired display position. So now we have locked the hooks in place. And this is a good moment to attach some cabling, because once it's up there, it's going to be difficult to reach. We're using this loudspeaker multi-core here. This is one of the new Neutrik NLT connectors. They're all metal and they come now in male and female versions. So this is the male one, and this one here is, maybe hold it like that, is the female one, which has a fan out with 4 NLT4 male connectors on it that allow us to connect 1 pair of boxes each. So we only need to run on 1 multi-pair in order to have the full hang of 8, in this case, connected to the amplification. Don't forget, if you do a single point hang, always do your cable pick here, never on the frame, because you will change the total tilt of the array if you do that. I've seen this happen. Where's the right one? I guess this one. So they're labeled, no, this is B, they're labeled A through D. And as I said, every single one is driving a pair of cabinets that you of course need to link through. Okay, so now we are done with this. Philip, can you go up a little bit, please? While this goes up, I'll bring the second pile of 4 into play here. Thank you, Philip. Watch your head. Now again, we need to pre-configure the angles, and the angles are 4 times 2, 3, 6, 9, if I recall correctly. So again, it's the same process like before. We insert the pins into the desired angle holes, so 2, 3, 6, and 9 degrees. And in this case, for the second half of the array, we have to do a little bit of lifting just to lock them into place, so they will securely catch their angles. But it's an easy 2-man lift. So save this one, safety lock that one, and the last one. It's not too excessive. Every box is just 34 kilos, and with most of the load resting on the front anyway, I think everybody can manage to lift that. Extend the front links again, let me show you, just a moment. Okay, now we can position it to connect it to the rest of the array. So, wir müssen es ein bisschen rumdrehen, dass man es auch schön sieht. Philip, if you could go up 2 clicks, please. Thank you. Oh, maybe that's already enough. 1 click down, please. There you go. A little bit closer to me. Okay, so that's that. Are we ready, Chris? Yes. Okay, Philip, please pull it up. So, if you're familiar with the T series, you know this procedure. You connect the front first and then you pull it up. If you can bring it down just half a meter, please, Philip, so we don't have that much of a lift. Because what's obviously missing is something in between here. Thank you. So all we have to do is we have to lift it up a little bit so that the hook here catches its pin. There you go. And of course we need to put the safety pin into that one here as well. Now let's attach the rest of the cables. We have the 2 inputs coming out of the fan out anyway. So C and D to drive the 3rd and 4th pair of boxes. And Chris is installing links. Alright, now a final check, this is vital. Are all the pins in, are all the safeties in? I can see two. Everything locked on the sides. You don't want this to be coming down. Okay, so I would say it can go up to its final position. Und Philipp, guckst du mal auf den Tim, der sagt dir dann Stopp. Tim, du hast ein Auge drauf. Jo.